Hey guys, what's up? This is Chris with RC Madness, and I've got a new video for you guys today of an update on my Vaterra twin hammers. Now, I've been working on this for a while. I haven't got many pictures out there. It's been a very slow build because I just haven't been very focused on this. I've been more working on my Slash 4x4 and my E-Revo that I finished up recently. So this has sort of been sitting on the shelf. Well, the other day, I decided to buy some of the last parts that I needed for it, got it up and going, ran it, had a ton of fun, and I decided, well, yesterday, it's a funny story. Yesterday, I went to my hobby shop, just looking around, was wanting a new car badly, but didn't really want to spend the money on it because I'm working on the Slash build, which is costing me a good bit. So I'm walking around, and this guy's looking at an E-Revo, and he doesn't really want it, so he sort of just steps out of the way, and one of the guys who is working in the shop says that they've been looking for an E-Revo and they want to buy one upgraded and whatever. So I told them about mine, and they actually went ahead and bought my E-Revo. So they bought it for about $600, which was fine with me. I could probably get more, but for that price, I went ahead and said, all right, that's a deal. So the way I worked it out is with the guy at the shop, I get to pick out whichever 8th scale buggy, truggy, whatever I would like from the shop as a deal for this. So basically, I get to pick out a car that's worth as much as the E-Revo. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I get to get either a new 8th scale buggy, an 8th scale truggy. Not exactly sure what I'm going to get, but I'm really doing some research. I'm thinking about the Mugen MBX7 RECO. I'm thinking about the Mugen MBX7T. I'm thinking about the Durango DEX8. I'm really thinking, I'm not sure, but I'm getting rid of the E-Revo. So while I was selling that, it felt pretty good to sell something, so I'm going to go ahead and put the Vaterra twin hammers for sale. I've had a lot of fun with this car. It's highly upgraded. I absolutely love this car. So before I sell it, I just wanted to do one last update on what I've got into it. And it's still not for sure that I'm going to sell it, but I probably will. I'm going to put it for sale, so I wanted to do a video. But if it shows up a month or two from now on one of my videos, you know that I changed my mind and didn't want to sell it. So let's go through it last time just to show you guys what I've got going. So I've done some work to this since you've last seen it. I took all the body off and I left the cage. I sort of like the cage. I think it looks pretty awesome. It's sort of, I just like the cage. I was planning on painting some new body for it, and I've got that right here. And I was going with a gunmetal gray scheme. I got the dinky RC top hood for it, for the top of it, which looks awesome. I think it would look really cool if I finished all that, but I needed to buy the kit, didn't want to spend the money on it, so I did just scratch that and just made the cage, which I think it looks pretty cool. I went from there, and I'm going to go show you guys a different view. I went to the rims, and I used, I believe it's called On and Off. It's a type of cleaner that you spray in your oven to clean like all the grime out. So I used this method once before in a set of chrome rims, and it took it all off. So I decided to use it on these, and it turned out great. It took all the chrome off of those rims and made them black. And then I took a silver paint marker and went and did those beadlocks around there. And I think it turned out really well. I like it a lot. I think it looks really good. And as you can see, my tires look a little bit more flat. While I took all that off, because I had to do that, I went ahead and take the tire off. And while I did that, I star cut the foam so they would have more squish to them for crawling. So they are much better tires for crawling now. These are actually very good on the trails and rocks and everything. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I was planning on buying another set of tires, but I feel like I don't need it. These do a great job. They look cool. They do everything I like. So that's what I did to the tires. As you know, if you watch my other videos, and I'll put the link in the description below to my playlist for this car, I've got the large battery tray for my big batteries so I can put a full size. I got these SPCs that I've been running in it. I could fit that battery in there, and it fits in perfectly. So I got that for the battery tray. Go ahead and put my battery back. I've got the King shocks in the front and the rear. I really like these shocks. They give it a nice spring to it. A nice rebound. These are great shocks. I had a few problems with them at the beginning of like unscrewing and whatnot, but I think that's because I didn't use enough Loctite. So I put more on there and I haven't had any problems. And these are actually dual stage springs and shocks in the back, where the front is also dual stage. I think it just adds to more of the scale look and whatnot to it. So in there I've got the Traxxas 12-tooth motor. That is the brushed motor. I did make it brushless at one time, but I ended up having to take the brushless system out because I needed it for something else. And it was just too fast with the brushless for this little of a car. It just flipped over too much. So I went back to the brushed, and I love it. It's great. I'm mostly doing rock crawling and trailing with this anyway, so I don't need brushless. So that's why I went back to brushed. And as you can see, I had to get a bigger pinion in there, and the shaft on this motor is a little longer. So I actually had to cut that motor guard out there, which was fine. It lets some rocks and whatnot get in there, but I make sure to clean it out every time really good. So that's no problem. What else have I done? The back is pretty much stock. With this battery tray, you get what they call a lift kit. So the farther you move them down in those holes there, I don't know if you can see them. You can see them over here. There's 3 holes. Right now I'm in the middle. If I put it to the very top, it would make this car sit down more, because it's basically just moving those bottom arms up closer to the frame. So I'm in the middle right now because I wanted it to be as level as possible, and you can see it's pretty level. And the farther you move it down, the higher it would sit up like this. But I wanted it pretty level, and that's pretty close there. So I'm liking that. Go around to this side. We've got the Axial brushed ESC. That's a great ESC. It was fairly cheap. I haven't had any problems with that. I think it's a great ESC. I've got the Traxxas waterproof servo. I would have liked to upgrade it, but it does the job, and it's no problem with it, so I'm going to keep that for now. I've got the stock Spectrum system in it with the waterproof receiver, and I actually just called because one of my receivers like this broke the other day, and they have discontinued these receivers, so you can no longer buy the waterproof receivers. So I'm going to try to find some and quickly buy them because I like them. I think they do a great job. I don't know why they discontinued them. I mean, I've had a problem with 1 or 2 breaking, but it's still something that I would like to have in case. Because, I mean, I know you can waterproof your receivers and you can put them in the Traxxas waterproof boxes, but it's pretty nice just having a waterproof receiver like that. I put some weights up here on the front, some more weights, and as you can see, they're right there under the bumper. Because the problem was with this, it was going, and it's pretty even on weight now. As you can see, I mean, that's pretty close to the center, and it's pretty even. It would have too much of a tendency to roll back. So I put a lot of weight in the front, which I needed to tighten those shocks a little bit, but it makes it crawl better, and it does much better of a job. King shocks in the front. I've got the upright suspension. I believe this upright suspension is by GCM Racing. I'm not sure if I'm correct on saying that. I can't remember from the last time, but I've got the upright suspension, and I made this so it could open and close. Technically, you could be able to put a battery up here. I never did. I never felt the need for it. I just added some more weight to even it all out. I've got the T-Bone Racing bumper in the front. That gives it plenty of protection. It's done a great job. I'm very happy with that bumper. I've got the locked front diff, which is very nice. It helps it a lot more with crawling. It's not as good turning, but that's what I would expect. It does much better crawling with that locked front diff. I have working, and I didn't finish it, but I bought the large servo mount for the shift, which I just never hooked up because I'm crawling, and I sort of just left it in one gear. But I put the larger servo there, and I put the mount there in case I wanted to do the large shift servo. So that's about it, guys. This car is in pretty decent shape. I mean, I've run it a good bit, but nothing is really ever broken on this, which I've been very happy about. I think I might have twisted it once or twice in the rear there, but it has been a great car. I've had a ton of fun with it, and it has just been a blast to use. and I'm probably going to regret getting rid of it, but I'm really on the 8th scale buggy and truggy binge right now, so I really want to get 2 or 3 more of those, and they're expensive because like the Mugen or the Durango, those are about $550 buggies, rollers, kits. So I would need tires, I need to paint the body, I need a system, and I actually, for whichever buggy I end up buying, I just went ahead and bought a new Tekin motor. It's a brand new T8. It's not the Gen 2, it's the first gen, but it's brand new, never been used, beautiful motor. So I'm going to put that in whatever I get. And I'm not sure what ESC I'm going to run yet, whether it's the Castle Mamba X or the Tekin RX8, but for now, I'm selling the E-Revo, replacing that with an 8th scale buggy or truggy. Not sure yet. And while I'm selling that, and I'm going to get another one of those, I just love the 8th scale buggies. Those are by far my favorite cars I've ever used. I've got the X-Ray XB9E, and it's just a blast of a buggy, so I figure that I want to get 2 more. So I'm getting one from the E-Revo, and I'm going to hopefully sell this for close to enough to where I could at least buy the kit roller. So this is going to be for sale on Craigslist Baltimore. I may possibly ship it doing PayPal. You guys see what I have in it. I've got all these parts here. Let's see. Let's just go through this while we're still in the video. We've got all these tops painted and unpainted. I've got my orange. Problem is, this was one of the first things I painted, and I painted it in the wrong paint. So that's sort of chipping off. It was great looking if you look at my other videos. There's the small battery tray, the motor, stock motor out of it. Let's see, we've got, here's the stock shocks, everything to make that be the inboard suspension again. These shocks are actually pretty nice. I like these. They've got the aluminum bodies on them. They're adjustable. These were actually pretty decent shocks. I just wanted something nicer. I just like to upgrade my car, so that's why I did that. As you can see, we've got all the stock plastics in there. You could make this thing look completely stock by putting all the stock plastics on it. I just wasn't into that. I've got a white one there. I did so many different paint things on this, and this actually is a brand new shift servo. Never been used. I took it out of the package and was gonna, actually, I'm sorry, that's not the brand new one. The brand new one is on my parts wall right there. So that will be going with it, brand new. I've got these screws to go with it, just some extra screws. But that's basically what you get. It's a bunch of brand new stuff, plus a lot of used stuff, plus this, which is highly upgraded. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm thinking on a price yet. I got to do some more thinking about it and see, but this is what you get. So this is just an update video before I sell it, and I just wanted to show you guys what I've done and sort of give you a review at the same time. So thanks for watching, guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment below.